Hey everybody, Carzine here, and this will be, I guess, an improvement on my tutorial for tripwire traps. I know, my first one was terrible, I'll admit it. Horrible. Bad. So, that was when I had no idea what I was doing with redstone at all. I've learned a couple things since then, and this will be the first one. This is basically an improvement on the lava trap. Scary noise. And this is a two-prong trap, because you can see there's kind of light in here, so people think, oh, it's safe. Look, pressure plate. And then they go to jump over it. And then they fall to their death. Which I actually just accidentally trapped myself in here because I hit the thing twice. So I'll just break out of that. But yeah, it's pretty much just... I also put on a bit at the end that'll push you in if you manage to get past it. But that's the first one. So now let me get out of here really quick. And this is all the stuff that's behind it. I'll be teaching you how to make this shortly. This is the second one. This one I thought would be a little bit more interesting than that, because that's just kind of a, oh, I kill you now trap. But this one, you hit the tripwire, and it exposes dispensers. Now, I had hoped to actually use the dispensers with pistons, but then I, realized that pistons can't move dispensers. So I just thought, hey, these would be interesting if you, filled them with creepers or something. So, that would be a way to really ruin someone's day. Okay, so, now I'm going to find a spot. Oh, this works. And I'm going to show you how to build the first trap, which is the lava trap. Now, first what you're going to need to do is just find an area that suits you. And it's going to be too wide. So I don't know why I'm building that there. It's going to be too wide. And I'm just going to make a little one just to kind of show how it works. And then you'll just get sticky pistons. Sticky pistons will go right here. Actually, no, they won't. Sticky pistons will go right here if you're starting with them in the middle. If you're starting with them like here, then that's fine. But the pistons have to be two removed. Like, this is where the actual floor would be. They have to be one space away from where the actual floor would be. So that the pistons have somewhere to go. Why are you doing this? Why? Okay, whatever. Alright. Now, one of the main things that I've learned since the last time is that pistons can be powered using repeaters directly against them. I didn't know that before. So, instead of my crazy whatever the hell it was concoction last time, this is much more clean and smooth, don't you think? So I'm just building this out so I have room for the repeaters as well as the redstone that goes behind them. You can make this as secretive as you want. Look, there's sheep. I really enjoy trying to make it look sneaky. Like, one of the best ways that I think to hide tripwire traps is to try to make wherever you're building it look as much like an abandoned mine shaft as you can. And then from there, people will just, when they get to that four-way intersection, it's just like support beams. People don't really think twice about that, and they just charge right through the middle. So if you have one built there, they're almost guaranteed to fall. That's what I tried to do on mine, but because it wasn't 3 wide, I couldn't do it right. I don't know. It ended up being set up weird. Okay, now we're going to be making a T flip-flop, which, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, or you do but you're iffy, I'll be building one up now. So pretty much it's like, I'm gonna need these. Pretty much it's like this. Oop, not sticky. I need the normal ones. That goes there. This goes here. Don't need that. 2 of these go here. And because this is going to be, well, this one doesn't necessarily need it, but for that one over there, you would have 2 torches to control multiple things at once. So that it has 2 different functionalities, being both off and on. Now another piston there. And then 2 torches go on the sides. That's how you control it. Now, for these, because you can't put them in both directions because the things will mesh, if you're going to be doing 2 different things at once, like I did with how the ground would split apart and the other one would push out, that's how it would look if you're doing 2 of them. But since this one's only doing 1, we only need 1 on one side and 1 torch. And then you would just chain this out to here. And it doesn't look like it's reached all the way, so we're going to need to put in a repeater. It extends the signal. And now we grab a button really quick, just to make sure that everything's working right. Okay, it did exactly what we wanted it to do. So now we put that back over, get rid of the button, and now this is where the tripwire comes in. Now we'll just be building, because I don't know what it is with me, but I enjoy having my tripwires off the ground. And because the whole ground here is moving, if your tripwire's on the ground, it will destroy it, so you'd have to replace it every time. But pretty much what's going to happen now is we're just going to build out away from this. Actually, it might be easier if we go the other direction. Because what's got to happen now is the tripwire has to have somewhere to go. So we're gonna have to rebuild this. We might have to build out like this. Sorry if this one isn't very elegant, everybody. It's just kind of getting the point across. I'm sure you can adapt it to be however fancy you want. And now, because that's on there, so the way tripwire works is it'll work if it's one block. Basically kind of like a lever does. If it's adjacent, well, not really like a lever. It works more like a torch than it does a lever. It pretty much, if it's like adjacent or near whatever it is you want. Where are those? I always just find it in here. No, do I? There we go. Okay. String. Okay. Now that the tripwire is working, you'll just have them run through, and then voila, they'll fall and die. I didn't dig a pit or anything, but I assume you guys know how to dig a hole. If you wanted to be really mean and had like admin privileges or something, you could set up like a water pit, which is just basically like, you know, like this. Sorry, I'm kind of doing this on the fly. It just came to me. I thought you guys might enjoy it. There they are. Which I'm going to assume that most of you know how to do this, but for the nublets that don't yet, just basically do this. And then if you put this kind of like close to the bottom, they'll just fall through and not die, and you can like trap them in an adamantium like pit at the bottom or something, just to be really mean. Make them have to slash spawn out. But that's pretty much it for the first one. For the sake of time, I'll just, for the other traps, which one of them's just really simple, it's just TNT, but for this trap, It's also fairly simple, but it requires a little bit of explanation. I'm going to be putting that into a different video just for the sake of time. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. A couple different explanations of things. Thanks. Have fun murdering things. See you next time.